third incarnation. I want to go a little bit more in depth. I put a short video on Facebook, and I want to give a little bit more detail about what I've done here. My first two diddly bows were just a simple plank of wood, a 2x4, 2x6, with a few little pieces of machined bar stock I put on there with one tube. Actually, this is the second incarnation. I put this piece, and this piece there on there. That was actually the for the jack for the cord. But that's just a board and some piece of aluminum I machined. And I thought that looked pretty cool, painted up black with aluminum and whatnot. But I thought, how cool would it be to make a solid aluminum one, which is what I've done here. What I've made here has been sandblasted because if you know anything about metal, raw aluminum, no matter how much you clean it, after you touch it, after it's set a while and you touch it, you're going to come up with a black residue on your hands. So really, any kind of raw aluminum, it needs to be coated somehow, either a clear coat, painted, powder coat, something. It needs something. So my sandblasted aluminum pieces here, they need to be painted. So because every time I play this, I end up with black stuff on my fingers. But that's going to be in a later video when I get it painted up, if I get it painted up. But what I did here, I took a piece of square tubing, 2 inches by 1 inch thick, with a 1/8 inch wall. I took a piece of that. It's probably about I don't know, 3 feet long roughly. I just kind of half-ass guessed it. But what I didn't half-ass was when I fit this piece of 1/2 inch thick piece of solid piece of aluminum. The square, it's about 8 inches by 9 inches roughly. But I fit that piece to fit precisely into this square tubing piece, which doesn't sound that easy. You just knock out some notches in it, slap it in there, screw it together, right? Yeah, real easy for a couple pieces of wood, but for some aluminum to actually machine all that out and make it fit right and make it fit tight, it took about 10 hours. I'm not the best machinist in the world, but I didn't think that was too darn bad. I'd like to see somebody else do the same thing in less time. Because if you can do it in less time, I want to know how you did it. So, I took this piece of square tubing, 2 inches by 1 inches. That's basically my neck, and it's kind of essentially part of the body as well. I took this 9 inch by 8 inch roughly piece of a square 1/2 inch thick plate aluminum. Machined that out a little bit so it would fit flush with this bar. Machined it out so my pickup would fit flush with that. And on the back side it sticks out a little bit. I had to thread and tap, or I had to tap and thread all the holes. I had to make these pieces where the strings go through, these two little bars right here. They had the 2 screws through them. I had to make those, had to put the holes through them, had to thread the holes to go through them into this piece of square tubing. I had to make the head, which, believe it or not, that was a booger, making this head. Because the only thing holding this head into this piece of square tubing, it's just a press fit. I machined it to where it didn't fit loose, it fit very tight. I had to press it in there with a press, and that booger is tight. It would take a sledgehammer to drive that out of there. And I'm not worried about that coming out. But it had to be tight because my first version of this, without that, was just the piece of square tubing, and I put the tuners through it, and when I started to tune the guitar, it started to flex and bend. So I had to do away with that, put this head piece in there so it wouldn't flex and bend, and made it all fit tight. And this is my first attempt at making anything like a regular guitar. It's a 3-string, I'd call it a diddly bow. A diddly bow is just a board and 1 string. And some people make diddly bows with 2 strings. Some people make diddly bows with 3 strings. Well, I made this aluminum diddly bow with 3 strings. And it's basically a very simplistic guitar. But on top of that, it is fretless. It can be played like a steel guitar with a slide. And if I wanted to, I could put marks where all the frets go. But as it is now, as you can see, it is bare aluminum. There are no marks. I don't know where the 12th fret is versus the 3rd fret or 16th fret or whatever. I don't know crap about music. So it's all, when I play this, it's all by sound. and it's all a lot of fun because you don't know what you don't know what you're doing. You don't have to know what you're doing to have fun on this, and it doesn't sound half bad. So any moron, anybody with any kind of experience, from beginner to expert, could have fun on something like this. And to make something like this, it doesn't have to be this complex. It could be something as simple as a board. It doesn't have to have this crap on it. It can just be something as simple as a board with 2 nails and 1 string wrapped around it, and it could sound cool. So this is what I have made, and hopefully I can improve on this design, but let me give you an extraordinary performance of my extremely mediocre talents on this thing. Makes me think of the deep south in Louisiana. Or how about a song every beginner guitarist gets to learn how to play, which I will attempt to play very excellently. Smoke on the Water. Everybody learns how to play Smoke on the Water. Hopefully this will sound like Smoke on the Water, but I'm not making promises. Well, that sounded like crap. That's only because my amp's not tuned right. Granted, that sounded kind of crappy. I'm not the greatest player. But also, there's let me see if we can play a little bit of Star Spangled Banner, just the first 3 strokes. Oh, that wasn't right. Okay, that's terrible. Alright, forget that part. How about, I'm trying to learn how to play the solo from Third Eye Blind's Jumper. So let's see if this sounds anything similar to that. One more time. Anyway, alright, well, you get the point. You can not have any talent and still sound at least mediocre, in my opinion. But anyway, Diddley Bow. Not bad for somebody that doesn't know nothing. Alright, thanks for watching.